Greetings everyone. This video is part 1 of flow of control, and in this video we will talk about if-else statement using Java NetBeans. If statement. The if statement allows us to choose set of instructions for execution depending upon the truth value of the expression. So expression is true, then certain set of instructions are executed, otherwise some other set of instructions are executed. The various forms in which if statement exist are simple if, in which we have if statement, compound if, that is if else, complex if else if ladder, that is if else if else, and nested if. So let us talk about each of them in detail. Simple if statement. The syntax of simple if statement is if, which is the reserve word or keyword, then within the parenthesis conditional expression, and then within the curly braces we give the statements which we want to execute. So if we see the flowchart of this, we can see that we will check the conditional expression. If the value of the conditional expression is true, statement 1 is executed, and after the execution of statement 1, the flow of control goes like this and executes the next statement, that is statement 2. If the conditional expression evaluates to false, then the statement 1 will not be executed and flow of control directly goes to statement 2. So, if statement allows selection depending upon the outcome of a condition. If the conditional expression evaluates to true, then the statement immediately following if will be executed. Otherwise, this statement will not be executed. It is necessary to enclose the conditional expression in parenthesis. You can see here we have put the parenthesis and the conditional expression is enclosed in parenthesis. There are some important points to note while writing the if expression, if statement. Number 1 is the conditional expression may be simple or compound. In the case of simple expression, there is only one relational expression. However, in the case of compound expression, there may be more than one relational expression which is joined by the logical operator. So let us see few examples of simple or compound conditional expressions. Now the first one is a greater than equal to 0. So this is an example of simple expression in which there is only one relational expression. Now the next one is sum equal to 15. Again, this is an example of simple expression in which there is only one relational expression. Now let us see the next one. The next one is num modulus 2 equal to 0 or num modulus 5 equal to 0. So this is an example of compound expression because in this expression there are two relational expressions which are joined by using the logical operator OR. The two expressions are num modulus 2 equal to 0. This is the first one, and the second one is num modulus 5 equal to 0. So you can see there are two relational expressions joined using OR operator. Now let us see the next example. Total greater than equal to 0 and total less than equal to 100. So you can see in this example there are two relational expressions, total greater than equal to 0 and total less than equal to 100. And these two relational expressions are joined using AND operator. So this is an example of compound relational expression. Now let us see the next one. Not grade equal to A. So in this case, there is only one relational expression. So this is an example of simple conditional expression. Now point number 2. The statement block may have a single or multiple statements. In the case of a single statement, it is not mandatory to enclose it in curly braces. These are the curly braces. But if there are multiple statements in the if body, then they must be enclosed in curly braces. So let us understand this with the help of an example. Now the code is, suppose if num modulus 2 equal to 0, num is equal to num plus 5. So you can see in this if statement, there is only one statement following the if condition, following the if statement. So as there is only one statement in the if body, there is no need to include, there is no need to enclose it in curly braces. So if the condition evaluates to if this condition num modulus 2 equal to 0 evaluates to true, this statement will be executed. And if this condition evaluates to false, this condition will not be executed. Now let us see the next code. If num modulus 2 equal to 0, within the curly braces we are writing num equal to num into 2 and sum equal to sum plus num. So you can see here there are two statements following if, and both of them will be executed if the conditional expression within if evaluates to true. So if num modulus 2 equal to 0, in that case num is equal to num into 2 will be executed, and the next statement sum equal to sum plus num will also be executed, as both these statements are enclosed in curly braces. So they are considered within the body of the if statement. Now let us take another example. If num modulus 2 equal to 0, num is equal to num into 2 and sum equal to sum plus num. So you can see here, this is the example of previous, this is case of previous example only, and except that in this case we haven't put these curly braces. So let us see what is the effect of removing these curly braces. So although there are two statements following the if statement, but as they are not enclosed in curly braces, so only one statement will be considered within the body of the if statement. So only num equal to num into 2 will be considered within the if statement, and the second statement is considered outside the if statement. So if this condition evaluates to true, num modulus 2, if it is equal to 0, num is equal to num into 2 will be executed, and this statement sum equal to sum plus num will be executed irrespective of the truth value of the conditional expression. So whether this conditional expression is true or false, sum is equal to sum plus num will always be executed. It does not depend upon the evaluation of this relational expression. Because there are no curly braces, only first statement will be considered within the body of if statement. The second statement is considered outside if. So you can see, if you do not put curly braces, only the statement following if will be considered within if, and rest of the statement are considered outside if. Point number 3. Semicolon should not be placed after the parenthesis of the conditional expression of the if statement. If it is placed, if statement will be terminated there only, and the statements in the body of if statement will be executed irrespective of whether condition is true or not. So let us understand this with the help of an example. Now suppose the code is num is equal to 5. If num modulus 2 equal to 0, num is equal to num plus 10. So when we execute this code, in the beginning, the variable num will be assigned the value 5, After that, this relational expression is evaluated. Now we can see 5 modulus 2 is not equal to 0. As the conditional expression is false, this statement will not be executed and the value of num will remain 5. Let us see the second case of this. In the second case, in the same example, we are putting semicolon after the if statement. So let us see what will be the effect of putting semicolon. Now you can see here num is equal to 5. When we execute this code, num will be initialized by the value 5. Now if 5 modulus 2 equal to 0, again you can see the condition is false. But as we have put semicolon here, my if statement is terminated here itself. And the statement following it, that is num is equal to num plus 10, will not be considered inside if. This statement will be executed irrespective of the truth value of or false value of this relational expression. So this statement will always be executed. So num 10 will be added to the value of num and the final value of num will become 15. Now let us see some simple if statement example. Now let us suppose the question is write a program to input a number and display positive if the number is greater than 0. So to execute this program, this is the design of my screen in which this is a label, enter a number is a label, this is a text field and this is a button. On the click event of this button, we will write this code int num. This is a variable for accepting the value of the text field. Num equal to integer dot parsend j text field 1 dot get text. Now the get text method will get the text stored in j text field 1 and integer dot parsend will convert it to number and store it in num. Now we will check if num is greater than 0. We have to check, we have to display positive if it is greater than 0. So if num is greater than 0, I am using J option pane dot show message dialog this comma positive number. So you can see here I have entered 20 here. As 20 is greater than 0, this message box will be displayed positive number. And if I put any negative number, if I say input minus 20, so this message will not be displayed. Now let us see few more examples of test conditions. Now let us see this example. First example, if grade equal to A, J option pane dot show message dialog this comma you did well. So in this case, we are comparing the value stored in variable grade with constant value A. You can see the variable grade is having some value. This is only a part of the code. And we are comparing if the value stored in grade is equal to small a or not. If the value stored in grade is small a, then the message you did well is displayed. Otherwise, nothing will happen. If we have some other value stored in grade, then this message will not be displayed. Now let us see the next example. If A greater than B, J option pane dot show message dialog this comma A is bigger than B. So here we are comparing, this relational expression is comparing the values of two variables A and B, and if this is true, that is if the value of A is greater than B, then the message A is bigger than B is displayed. Now let us see the next example. If X, J option pane dot show message dialog this comma X is non-zero. And again one more message we are displaying. It results into true. So here we are testing the truth value of a variable. If the value of the variable is X is 0 here, it evaluates to false, and if it is any number other than 0, it evaluates to true. So please remember, any number which is 0 is considered as false in Java NetBeans, and any number other than 0, any non-zero number is always considered as true. So the value of x is 0. So this is considered as false. So nothing will be displayed. These two message boxes will not be displayed. But if we have any number other than 0, it can be a negative number or a positive number, then in that case it is considered as true and both these message boxes will be displayed. So the message will displayed is x is non-zero. It results into true. So please remember that 0 is always considered as false and any number other than 0, maybe positive or negative, is considered as true. Let us see the next example. If x modulus 2 equal to 0 and x greater than 100. So this is an example of compound conditional expression in which two relational expressions x modulus 2 equal to 0 and x greater than 100 are joined using the logical operator and this conditional expression will evaluate to true if both these conditions are true. So if both these conditions are true, then the message great will be displayed. And if any of these conditions is false, this message will not be displayed. Now let us see few more examples of test conditions. Now here, int x is equal to 5. If x equal to 10, J option pane dot show message dialog this comma done. Now here if you see, instead of double equal to, I have placed single equal to. So let us see what is the impact of giving single equal to instead of double equal to in a conditional expression. Here x equal to 10 is an assignment expression. Now it assigns value 10 to x and the value of the expression also becomes 10. So you can see here, if we instead of double equal to, if we give single equal to, this statement becomes an assignment expression. So in this assignment expression, the value 10 will be assigned to x and the value of the whole expression also becomes 10. And we have already discussed that any number other than 0 is always considered as true. So 10 is considered true in this case and this expression evaluates to true and it will always evaluate to true irrespective of the value given to x. So it will be true, it will be considered as true and the message box, it will display done. So in this case, we can see that if single equal to is used instead of double equal to, then the expression always evaluates to true if we are assigning the value, any value other than 0. And if instead of 10, we will write if x equal to 0. So in that case, 0 will be assigned to x and the value of the expression will also becomes 0. So in this case, 0 is considered as false. So this expression is considered as it evaluates to false and J option pane will never be displayed. Now let us consider one more test condition. Int x equal to 10, comma y equal to 5. If y greater than x, semicolon, J option pane dot show message dialog, this comma y is bigger. So in this case, you can see a semicolon is put after the if statement. So it indicates that if statement is terminated here itself and the statement written after it will not, after if will not be considered as part of the if statement. So putting a semicolon after if statement terminates the if statement and this statement which is following the if statement is not considered part of the if statement. Thus, irrespective of what is the value, what this conditional expression evaluates to, either true or false, this statement, the statement following the if statement will always be executed. So in this case, you can see 10 is value of y is 5. 5 is not greater than 10. Although the condition is false, this statement will be executed. So it will display y is bigger because we have put a semicolon after if. Now one more example is here. Int x equal to 10 if x greater than 100. J option pane dot show message dialog this comma big number. J option pane dot show message dialog this comma more than 100. So in this example you can see as there are no curly braces after if statement, so only first statement is considered as part of the if statement and second statement is not included in the if statement. So whether x is greater than 100 or not, second statement is always executed. Only first statement is considered as part of the if statement. So this is all for this video. If you like this video, kindly give thumbs up and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.